Azikel Refinery, Bayelsa's major step toward a new industrial future.
We are in the final phase of installation. You've seen, all the equipments have arrived here, and after the installation is another 3 months of commissioning process. This is not a topping plant, it's a full-scale refinery producing petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, kerosene, LPG, and many more derivatives of the petroleum sector.
Nigeria's journey toward greater energy independence is entering another important chapter, and this time, the spotlight is on Bayelsa State in the heart of the Niger Delta. The Azkiel Refinery, located in the Obunagha area of Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, has reached a major milestone, with construction reported to be around 80% complete. For a project that has taken years of planning, investment, engineering, and construction, this represents a significant step toward bringing another privately developed refinery into operation in Nigeria. One of the most important developments so far has been the arrival of the refinery's Crude Distillation Unit, or CDU. The major piece of equipment was transported through the swirling river, marking an important moment in the construction of the facility. The CDU is at the heart of the refining process. It is essentially where crude oil begins its transformation into different petroleum products.
It's our 8th year on this journey, and today we have climaxed by reaching the mountaintop. We have received the art of the refinery here in Bayelsa State. We have continued to create employment and create that desired sustainable environment for Bayelsans and for Nigerians. My assurance to you that today Bayelsa hosts a refinery that produces petrol, a refinery that produces diesel, aviation fuel, kerosene, and LPG. Bayelsa hosts a full-fledged refinery. And our ultimate aim is to ensure that the 25,000 refinery will be ramped up to a 100,000 barrel refinery to take its full place in Nigeria, to sustain the Nigerian economy, to enrich the Bayelsa people, and to provide for fuel sufficiency right here in Bayelsa.
For the Azkiel Group and the people of Bayelsa State, the arrival of this equipment represents far more than another construction milestone. It demonstrates that a project that began as a long-term industrial vision is steadily becoming a physical reality. The vision behind Azkiel Refinery. The Azkiel Refinery is being developed by the Azkiel Group under the leadership of its president, Dr. Azibapu Eruani. According to the project leadership, the refinery represents the culmination of approximately 8 years of planning and development.
Licensed by the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, the foundation stone of Azkiel Refinery was laid on a 19.9 hectare of land by former President Olusegun Obasanjo on February 17, 2018 in Obunagha, Yenagoa Council area of Bayelsa State.
That timeline highlights just how complex the development of a refinery can be. A modern refinery requires massive amounts of engineering, specialized equipment, financing, transportation infrastructure, technical expertise, environmental considerations, and coordination between numerous stakeholders. For Bayelsa State, the project is particularly significant because the state sits in one of Nigeria's most important oil-producing regions. For decades, crude oil has been extracted from the Niger Delta, yet much of the refining and value-added processing capacity required to transform crude oil into finished petroleum products has been located elsewhere or, historically, has been insufficient to meet national demand. The emergence of a refinery in Bayelsa could therefore help bring more value-added petroleum activity closer to the source of the country's crude resources.
My goal and my sincere drive has always been to reindustrialize the Niger Delta, Nigeria State. And this we're achieving by ensuring that as many Bayelsans, as many Nigerians, as many parties that are in the Azkiel Group are gainfully employed, we will ensure that we do everything to encourage engineering in Bayelsa State to see that we have a mutual benefit in advancing this course.
Perhaps the most symbolic moment in the project's recent development was the arrival of the Crude Distillation Unit. Transporting such a large and critical piece of industrial equipment to the refinery site was itself a major logistical undertaking. The equipment was moved through the swirling river, demonstrating the importance of waterways to industrial development in the Niger Delta. The CDU is one of the foundational components of a conventional petroleum refinery. Once crude oil enters the refining process, it is heated and separated into different fractions based on their boiling points. These fractions can then undergo additional processing to produce products that consumers and industries use every day. That means the successful installation and commissioning of the CDU will be essential to the refinery's future operations. Its arrival is therefore an important indication that the project is moving beyond basic construction and toward the installation of equipment required for actual refining operations. What will the refinery produce?
We are in the final phase of installation. You've seen all the equipments have arrived here, and after the installation is another 3 months of commissioning process. This is not a topping plant, it's a full-scale refinery producing petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, kerosene, LPG, and many more derivatives of the petroleum sector.
The Azkiel Refinery is designed to produce several important petroleum products. These include petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, kerosene, and liquefied petroleum gas or LPG. These products are essential to Nigeria's economy. Petrol powers millions of vehicles. Diesel supports transportation, agriculture, construction, logistics, and industrial operations. Aviation fuel supports the country's growing aviation sector. Kerosene continues to serve households and other users, while LPG has become increasingly important as Nigeria seeks cleaner and more efficient cooking energy alternatives. By producing these products domestically, the refinery has the potential to contribute to Nigeria's broader effort to strengthen local refinery capacity. The refinery's planned initial capacity is approximately 25,000 barrels of crude oil per day. While this is considerably smaller than some of the country's largest refinery projects, it remains a significant industrial investment for Bayelsa State and the wider Niger Delta. More importantly, the Azkiel Group has expressed a long-term ambition to expand the facility. The broader vision is to eventually increase production capacity toward 100,000 barrels per day. If successfully achieved, such an expansion would significantly increase the refinery's contribution to Nigeria's downstream petroleum industry.
And our ultimate aim is to ensure that the 25,000 refinery will be ramped up to a 100,000 barrel refinery to take its full place in Nigeria, to sustain the Nigerian economy, to enrich the Bayelsa people, and to provide for fuel sufficiency right here in Bayelsa.
However, the expansion should be viewed as a long-term objective rather than current production capacity. The immediate focus remains completing construction, installing the necessary equipment, conducting testing and commissioning, and ensuring that the refinery can operate safely and efficiently.
Economic opportunities. One of the most important potential benefits of the refinery is its economic impact. Large industrial projects create employment opportunities during construction and, once operational, require engineers, technicians, operators, maintenance specialists, security personnel, logistics providers, administrative workers, and other professionals. The refinery could therefore create opportunities for people in Bayelsa and surrounding states. There could also be indirect benefits. Local businesses may benefit from increased demand for accommodation, transportation, catering, equipment supply, construction services, maintenance, and other support activities. If properly integrated into the regional economy, the refinery could contribute to a wider industrial ecosystem. This is particularly important for the Niger Delta, where communities have historically experienced the environmental and social consequences of oil production, while often arguing that they have not received enough of the economic benefits associated with the resource. The Azkiel project also carries symbolic importance for Bayelsa State. Bayelsa is one of the centers of Nigeria's petroleum industry, but the state's economic potential extends beyond crude oil extraction. A functioning refinery could help demonstrate that oil-producing states can participate in more stages of the petroleum value chain. Instead of simply extracting crude oil and transporting it elsewhere, more processing and industrial activity could take place closer to the point of production. That could encourage additional investments in storage, logistics, petrochemicals, energy services, engineering, and manufacturing. The arrival of major refinery equipment also sends a message about the potential of Bayelsa as an industrial destination. Nigeria's growing refinery capacity. The Azkiel Refinery is part of a much larger transformation taking place within Nigeria's downstream petroleum industry. For many years, Nigeria faced the paradox of being one of Africa's largest crude oil producers while importing significant quantities of refined petroleum products. The expansion of domestic refinery capacity could gradually change that situation. With several private and public refinery projects progressing across the country, Nigeria has the opportunity to develop a more resilient domestic petroleum industry. However, building refineries is only one part of the solution. Reliable crude supply, pipeline infrastructure, electricity, transportation networks, technical expertise, financing, regulation, and effective maintenance will all be necessary for these facilities to operate successfully over the long term. The Azkiel Refinery represents an important industrial ambition for Bayelsa State and Nigeria as a whole. From the arrival of the Crude Distillation Unit through the ongoing construction work, the project is steadily moving closer to becoming an operational refinery. Its initial 25,000 barrel per day capacity, combined with the long-term ambition to reach up to 100,000 barrels per day, demonstrates the scale of the vision behind the project. More importantly, the refinery represents the possibility of keeping more value from Nigeria's petroleum resources within the country. Nigeria has spent decades exporting crude oil and importing refined products. Increasing domestic refinery capacity offers an opportunity to change that model and develop more industries around the country's natural resources. For Bayelsa State, this could mean new jobs, greater industrial activity, and a stronger role in Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector. The real test, however, will be what happens after construction is completed. If the refinery can operate efficiently, maintain its equipment, expand responsibly, and create meaningful opportunities for surrounding communities, it could become an important part of the Niger Delta's industrial future. What do you think about the Azkiel Refinery project in Bayelsa State? Do you believe projects like this can transform the Niger Delta and help Nigeria achieve greater energy independence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more updates on Nigeria's infrastructure, energy sector, industrial development, and the major projects shaping the future of Africa. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.